Okay, so I need you to sit down. No, seriously, wherever you are right now, sit down. Because what I'm about to tell you, your government does not want you to know. Your former colonial master definitely does not want you to know. And the IMF, the World Bank, the people who have been charging Africa interest on loans since before your grandfather was born, they really don't want you to know. But me, I'm Super Nexus, your political street pastor, and my job, my calling is to stand at this pulpit and tell you the truth they buried. So let me ask you something. You ever walk past a building every single morning and one day someone tells you, bro, that building has been a fully functioning hospital for 2 years and you just never knew? You were walking past it, bearing bread next to it, taking selfies in front of it, but inside, doctors, nurses, operations happening, lives being saved, and you had no idea. That's Africa right now. Except the building is a government, a whole continental government, already built, already staffed, already making decisions, and they haven't told the public yet. Now, before you say, Super, you have lost your mind, before you call your cousin and say this guy has finally gone full conspiracy, just stay with me, because I'm not guessing, I am not speculating. The Inside Africa Network has sources inside this structure, and what they are telling us will change how you see this entire continent. Here's what we know right now. As you watch this, there is a continental government board that is coordinating economic policy across 55 African nations. I know some will say it's 54, but African Union will recognize 55. So right now, there is a payment system connecting 19 African central banks, moving money between African countries in African currencies without touching a single dollar, without asking Washington's permission, without paying a single cent to a European bank. Right now, there is a continental security structure with its own independent funding, planning operations across African territory, answering to African leadership. Right now, there is a digital infrastructure framework that is quietly aligning the identity systems, the data laws, and the payment rails of every single African country into one unified continental architecture. Now, tell me something. What do you call a body that controls a territory's economy, its security, its digital infrastructure, and its trade? You call it a government. You don't call it a development framework. You don't call it a regional cooperation initiative. You call it what it is. And what it is the One Africa government, already functioning right now, today. They just haven't made the announcement yet. Right? You know what this reminds me of? You know how in African families, the parents will plan a whole family meeting, venue booked, food cooked, everyone called, but they won't tell the children what the meeting is about. Just come home this weekend, we need to talk. And you spend the whole week panicking. Am I in trouble? Is someone sick? Are we moving? Did Ango Banda finally get caught? But then you arrive and it's actually good news. We bought a house. We are expanding the business. Your sister got a scholarship. The meeting was always going to happen. The news was always going to be announced. They just needed to make sure everything was in place first. That is what the One Africa government is doing right now. The family meeting is coming. Our sources say 2027, they are just making sure when they open that door, nobody can close it again. Now, I know what you are thinking. Hey, Super Nexus, if this is real, why the secrecy? Why not just announce it? My friend, have you ever watched what happens when Africa tries to stand up? Sangara stood up, they killed him. Lumumba stood up, they killed him. Gaddafi tried to launch an African currency backed by gold, a real African monetary system, and within months, NATO was at the door. This is not paranoia. This is history. The moment you announce to the world that 55 African nations have unified their economies, their security, their digital systems, and they are no longer dependent on Western financial institutions, The moment that press release goes out, you have every intelligence agent on the planet working overtime. You have current attacks, political destabilization, sponsored opposition movements, media campaigns calling African leaders dictators. We have seen this movie before. So what do the architects of One Africa government do? They build it first. They make it so deep, so structural, so embedded in the systems of every African nation that by the time the West figures out what happened, it will be too late to stop it. That's not weakness. That's the smartest thing Africa has ever done. I need to speak to my African brothers and sisters for a second, because this isn't just politics. This is personal. How many of us grew up being told Africa is poor, Africa is corrupt, Africa is a problem to be solved by someone else? How many of us watched our parents work 3 jobs in someone else's country because our own continent couldn't hold us? How many of our grandparents died never seeing the Africa that was promised to them after independence? I'm telling you today, something is shifting, not in speech, not in a promise, not in another conference with nice suits and no results, in the architecture, in the systems, in the quiet, methodical, unstoppable work of people who decided that this generation of Africans will not wait anymore. The One Africa government is not a dream. It is not a hashtag. It is not a Marcus Garvey poster on your wall. It is a functioning structure, and it was built for you. Nkrumah said it, Sankara said it, every Pan-African voice that was silenced said it. Africa must unite. And quietly, in rooms the cameras don't enter, it already has. Now, listen, the Inside Africa Network is going to keep bringing you these reports every week, every day, every development, every leak, because our job is simple. We tell you what they don't want you to know. And right now, what they don't want you to know is this. The One Africa government is real. It is running. It is preparing to go public. And when it does, the world will never look at this continent the same way again. My name is Super Nexus, your political street pastor. And this is the Inside Africa Network. Share this because your people need to hear it. Thank you for watching.